Hey, happy Tuesday to you. This is a prophetess Deidre and from Spiritual Growth for Women Ministries. Something I want to make an announcement that the Women's Day event, the fifth annual days event, hosted by myself, Prophetess Deidre, and the ministry is Spiritual Growth for Women Ministry. This is going to be a free event. It's on June 24th from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Again, this is a free event. The address is 1845 West 37th Street. We're in Gary, Indiana. Again, this is a free event. So come one, come all. Also, I have 3 books that are out. Mighty Woman of God, Rise, O Daughter, Come Forth, and Breaking Shackles. I will be doing a book signing there as well. And we will have giveaways, just free stuff, and we're going to have refreshments. And we're also going to have book signings if that's what you want to do. Like I said, it's be 3 books. Again, this is a free event. So, I come on out and don't worry about anything else. The thing that God gave me a couple of days ago for the event and from where I should start when I do my ministry or my sermon, breakthrough. And I was like, Lord, He always gives me a theme, but it was a little late or it was on time. I was asking and asking, and then I just keep reading. And yesterday He told me breakthrough. And with God saying that breakthrough, there's a lot of us going through some things that should be over. We've been waiting and waiting for God to answer our call, answer our prayers, and give us messages as to what to do next in certain situations in our lives. I'm saying, like, hey, you need a breakthrough. You need a breakthrough in some avenues in your life. You should be there. Come to the Women's Day event. And I pray and I just know for a fact you will not be disappointed. God is waiting for you. God is waiting for you. And you need to know what directions God want to have and for you to do next in your spiritual walk. And so that's why I'm calling it a breakthrough, because we need a breakthrough when we on our knees, laboring day after day, crying on our knees and laying prostrate in front of the church. We've been going up to the altar and we still come back to the same thing that we need to be released in our lives. Sometimes we have things that we don't want anybody to know. When the pastor call you, if you call everybody on alcohol, come down forth. Everybody who's this or that, come down forth. Sometimes we don't want to do that. Sometimes we don't want anybody to know what's going on in our lives. And I will say this to you. I don't know what's going on in your life either, but I will tell you this. God has given me the gift of knowledge and wisdom. I will be able to minister to you what God says to you. What God is saying to you to have that breakthrough in your life. What God is saying to you when you're just want to say, hey, I just want to touch the hem of His garment. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that God will release me. God is just, I come there. I've been there for 5 years. I've never charged anything for the 5 years. I get on that plane. I have everything with me. And I'll minister to 2 or 3 people. When somebody's always be 25 people and we have everything laid out and only 3 people show up, I tell you, what do? I preach the same way. I got to get 30 people in the room. If it's 3, now it's 30. I'm not going to do anything less because of how many people may show up or how many people don't show up. This is a free event, and I'm there just to speak as a vessel of God, to speak into your life and to get you to push a little bit more, whatever it is that God says, whatever it is that God has for you, whatever it is, you're going to get that if you come to the event. Yep, come to the event. God is not going to send me on an airplane, round trip to Chicago. God is not going to send me there if there's nothing there for me. Okay, I'm not just coming on my own. Okay, I'm not just coming on my own. So I just want you all to know that It's time. God says it's time for that breakthrough in your life. It's time for that miracle that you've been praying. It's time for your children that you've been praying about. It's time about that job that just you don't pay enough. It's time for you to get your marriage straight. It's time for you to just sit down and just love on yourself sometimes. Sometimes you spend so much time loving on this, and that. You got a husband, you have kids, and you're busy. That's what women do. We're busy. We're busy. So we have, come in the house, you start your meal, you got your kids there, you got your husband to take care of. God says that sometimes we need to sit back and rest. God wants you to sit back and rest and enjoy the presence of the Lord, his presence. God says you don't have to keep going. God says that you don't have to keep going to the altar. God says you don't have to keep on getting anointed week after week. God says that this is your time. God says that this is your time for your spiritual journey. And for your spiritual journey, the next journey that God is taking you to and through, you need this breakthrough. You need this breakthrough so you can continue on with your ministry. Go past where it just seemed like you've been stuck. Some of us just stuck. Some of us, you're writing books and you're just stuck. And I want you to know this too. There's a lot of people. You're out and you're doing stuff. Let's just say you're out Friday night. This is what I'm doing. Friday, I didn't go out. I'm gonna tell you about me. I didn't go out that much. Really, I didn't. Why? Because what I was doing and what I was hooked on, I wasn't no point in me going out. On Friday night, everybody dance, whatever you do on Friday night, Saturday night. That's where I was. I did drugs Friday. I did drugs all the time, but I didn't go to church. No. I didn't pray. No. Tell you why. Because the enemy gets into your mind and he tells you, you do drugs. You can't go to church. Yesterday you cussed out so and so. You're not ready for church. And you have to wait to get yourself together and then go to church. This is the thing. I went to drug rehab. And it didn't work for me. I went to the classes and I knew where to go on my lunch to keep me up and not on drugs. What happened for me was I went to church. I went to church and I just kept going back. Sometimes I went to church and I had just smoked the weed or I still go back. And so the enemy he's counting on you not going back. There's some people that have not, thank you, Jesus. God said that you have prayer. You've had a prayer life. You've sang in the choir and then you got stuck with something. God says that it's time for you to be released. I'm having a vision of someone standing there taking off your coat. You're standing there and someone is taking off your coat. And when your coat is off, you seem to just relax. You got your coat on and it's warm. Once that coat comes off, it's like you just that's the analogy what God gave to me. Um, so again, don't let the enemy trick you and telling you that you've done all of this bad stuff that you can't possibly go back. You can go back and go back and go back. A righteous man will fall 7 times. 7 times. How often would God forgive you? 70 times 7? So more than that. A whole lot of 70 times 7. My thing is, I just keep saying, you can go back to church.